Good morning, it's Monday and first thing today is a quick trip into Birmingham. There's something that I've been excited for a while to buy for this camera, for the vlog, to help it improve, and I'll explain why in just a minute, but first things first, time for the travel. I am really enjoying video making, but the one thing I want to keep doing on a daily basis with this new hobby is learn. And I've been trying to look at the best next step to do that, and there are a couple of options. Now, one was looking at gear, various different bits of gear, and I had a bit of a thing. I felt probably the one thing I would actually benefit from is going on an editing course, because that's probably one of the most important things to showing good content. However, what with the new job coming, that has put that back. What I have done though, to try and look at something to combat that, that's still going to improve my content, and I found something. This was what I bought in Birmingham. So I use all the filming I do now, particularly this hand stuff at the moment, I use with the Jobby tripod, which I've had now for about 6 or 7 months. And I have actually noticed that it's starting to slip. Like, a lot of the kegs in it that you use are a lot more loose than they were at the start. So that's one problem. Some of the pictures have been a little bit wonky, but then just on top of that, I don't have the stablest of hands, and I've been really conscious about wanting to have images that are still when it's either me speaking to the camera or showing something scenic or showing something moving. So that brings me on to what I have just bought. So this is the Feiyutech A2000 gimbal, which is like a 3-pronged axis that not only does the mirrorless cameras, it also does the DSLR, or so it says on the box anyway. This camera I've got, which is the Canon 750D, is around 1 kilogram in weight. Now the gimbal that this has can hold just over 2.5 kilograms, so I'm well within that weight range. Although it comes in this white box, it does actually have its own case already inside, which I did already see someone unboxing it on YouTube, and their initial impressions were that it was quite, you know, a really nice case, and I have to sort of echo that really. It's an incredibly nice feel. It's, you know, this, I'll show you how the size of it here anyway. You could literally sort of just carry it that size there. So just sort of put it up against my laptop to give you a bit of an idea. So you've got a pocket sleeve right there, and then there's a covering to begin with which has straps on it, so I'll just take them off. I think this might actually be attached though to the box, so it's not just like something that would flap away. These Velcros keep coming back. There we go. Immediately, the thing I love about this is that it's already in its sleeves. There's nothing loose that can just rumble about when you're carrying it. Everything can be quite secure. We've got another set of batteries on top of the 2 that I've just put straight into the handle here, which is screwable. You can screw that off. We also then have this, so you can charge the batteries That's the power pack there. Cables, as I mentioned. Some more cables. And also here, the tripod. Okay, so it's starting to take shape a little bit. This is the handle, this was the first bit, and I've now attached it. So, starting to look a little bit more like a gimbal. I'm trying to follow the instructions for the attaching the camera, but before I remove the camera from the tripod that I'm using to hold it up in the moment, it's struggling to make sense. Okay, so first of all, basically before the user guide on page 3, it explains if you're just using the single handle like I am, first of all, how you attach that handle to the main part of it, okay? So main part of the gimbal. Done. That's done now. And the batteries are inserted into the handle. But I found the thumb screw. That I think is the thumb screw. Okay, so that's now in here, which I believe is the right thing. Just going over it again, it says remove the quick plate from the gimbal. I didn't remove this came separately. So does that mean that's not the quick plate? No, it is. Okay, it says in the manual that is the quick plate, so I am right, but it wasn't attached to the gimbal when it came with the product. So insert the screw into a mounting hole on a quick plate. Yep, done. For a front heavy camera, select a mounting hole closer to the back end of the quick plate to ensure proper balance. Well, I mean, I've not got any massive lens, I've just got the 18-55mm one on. So I'm gonna just take that off, put that down. So remove that from the bottom. I'll put the plate on now. But what I can't see clearly, after installing the camera, press and hold the anti-column, which is on the gimbal. I believe that this small black button here is the anti-column. Okay. Which the camera is mounted, and then place the quick plate with mounted which the camera is mounted on the clamping plate, and tighten the screws. Okay, so obviously not the best English there, but let's give this a go. I don't understand if there's something I should be taking off the gimbal, because this is what it looks like currently. Okay, this is what I should be sliding it onto, and I'm pressing this button here. See, when you have limited camera knowledge, this is where it's a bit of a detriment to me, but well, the good news is I've got it on, but it's not doing what I wanted to do. The issue I think I've got here is balance, because this is 3-axis. I've somehow got to get it to all just lay out smoothly. And I think that's my challenge, and I don't really think there's much in the way of instructions for this. It's sort of a bit of a trial and error. Now I've got the pin stuck. So, okay, look, there are instructions, part 9 ballast adjustment, which is actually 4 pages long. My issue is that it's using all these words like axis, you know, and the centre of gravity, and I was absolutely awful at maths and physics at school, and all I'm doing is tearing my hair out here, and I don't feel like I'm making a breakthrough. I have the camera attached now on the quick plate, and I think I'm at step 1 on the balance judgment, where it says that you need to basically be pointing the camera lens down, although part of the camera is kind of touching the handle, and I'm adjusting the 3 various arms and I'm not getting it perfect. Hey, it looks like we're getting somewhere. This is what it's looking like now. That's starting to look a little bit more stable. I'm gonna try turning it on. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Yes! Yes! It works! Oh! Oh, that is brilliant. Ah, fantastic. And I can move that around. And that all stays the same. Right, let's take this downstairs outside and let's see what we can get in terms of the footage. Well, look, it's on, and you know, immediately I can already see that the picture itself isn't shaking, but whether the balance on the gimbal is still 100%, I don't think so. Let's maybe try and adjust it a little. Okay, so I haven't turned it on there, but if I turn on the gimbal now, and that's great, that's right in front. So there's a lot of vibrating going on. I don't know how that's going to affect. Okay, now it's stopped. So let me take this around. This is basically some test footage. Star guests on the YouTube channel doing their bit. This one always likes the limelight. So it's vibrating again. So just let me know what you think of the footage. If you've noticed anything different, you know, is it more stable? And from what you've seen from my footage that I was doing in the setup, particularly if you have more expertise on camera setups, please let me know what I'm doing wrong, because I'm sure there is something, and this will be a little bit of just probably learning on the job. Right, gonna go back inside and we'll switch back to the jobby tripod. Okay, so I'm back on the handheld tripod now. Look, my first impressions of that setup were that on my own, as a beginner with no prior knowledge at all to setting up gimbals, that was incredibly tedious. But through a bit of trial and error as I was going along with it, I finally got to something that resembled what I think the setup should be. Now, it might be completely different for you. You might find it a lot easier to follow the instructions that are in the manual. I do feel though that over time this is going to really benefit my video filming and also the general production that I put out. Okay, so on to the final thing, the big question: have I got my travel tickets yet for going out to Turkey? The answer is no. It's about 3:30 now on Monday. I've been told that if it wasn't Tuesday, it would be Wednesday, but you know, I haven't packed yet because I've not heard anything. We're just gonna have to leave it there, and you're gonna have to tune into the next vlog, which might either involve me being on the plane, or it might either involve me packing here at home, but you'll just have to tune in and see you next time. Thanks very much, guys. I know it was a little bit different, there's something a bit techie today, but please let me know your comments below, particularly if you know know a lot about cameras and gimbals. Like, any feedback is really beneficial for me right now, and I'm willing to listen to it. Okay guys, see you next time.